Yes, so we're recording now. Hi, everyone. My name is Sam. Glad to have you today on the last day of the AI Immersion workshop. Thank you, everyone, for sticking around to the last day. I think the first day we had about 130, 140-ish people. And today we're wrapping up at little lower than 90 people joining the call. I'm sure many people will still join as we kick off, right? But yeah, we're good to go. So this is just going to be like a quick recap and also to let you know what is expected ahead, like after this session, expect you to do and what you expect you to get started with, right? So after this presentation, then I'm happy to invite anyone on stage. I want to like share what they've been working on or any useful application of this um, study program or holiday study program, right? And just a reminder that we are taking all of your lessons, all of the lessons, we're taking all of your project. So if you're working on an interesting project, you can submit your project on a Google form. We share the Google form on Slack. We're going to be shared after today's session, right? Then we're going to do like a collation and get a winner and let announce the winner on a later date. So I'm just going to run quickly through this slide and walk you through. So far, so good. We started this session, the first session on 27th of December. That's last year in 2024. And today, 4th of January, we're completing this session. The first day, we talked about AI fundamentals, AI ML fundamentals, and basics of LLM. On day 2, we talked about AWS Bedrock and cloud integration, giving like a distinction between cloud LLMs and open source LLM. That's a local LLM. Then we continue with cloud LLM, talking about the multimodal LLM, using Gemini as an example. Gemini as an example, talking about the text LLM and also the vision model. On day 4, we opened the floor to OpenAI, talking about OpenAI integration, how you can make a seamless API integration, and also talked about the assistant. And day 5, we switched from cloud LLMs to local LLM. And the local LLM example we used was the Meta Llama, using the Ollama setup. We talked about local models, how to use Docker and intro. David also, I think he recently shared how to set it up on Android, like Android setup. Yeah, shared that on the Slack group. So for those that are following on how to do like an Android setup of Ollama, David has shared a short video on how to do that on Slack as a follow-up on day 5. On day 6, that was yesterday, we learned about prompting, different prompting techniques, and Subhash took us through interesting techniques. There was a lot of questions back and forth, trying to understand the best technique for different use cases and the chain of thought and other prompting examples. And that was a very insightful session. Recording is going to be available today. And today, which is the last day, the 7th day, and 7 days a charm, we are doing a showcase. So we're going to be doing project demos, also learn and share, also talking about a future learning path and what we have ahead. So pretty much, what have we learned so far, right? What have we been doing so far? So far, we've talked about foundation, implementation, and mastery use of LLM APIs, right? Like I said earlier, or like I've always reiterated on these calls, that these sessions are just catch-up sessions. They are not to substitute your learning. They're just catch-up sessions to guide you through how to use these flows, right? We create like a resource guide or resource guide on Slack. There's a canvas on Slack, and there's also like a repo on GitHub where you can pull and also pull all of the code snippets and other information from there. So what are the tools we've learned? In this session, these 7 days, we've learned Python, how to use Python. We didn't teach you how to code with Python. We just like how to use Python for some of these integration. We've learned how to use Ollama, Meta Llama, and Google Gemma. We've also learned Bedrock. that's Amazon Bedrock, and how to install Cloud with Amazon Bedrock. And we've also, talked about Google AI Studio and Gemini, how to set up their API and also set it up on IDX and the likes. We also talked about OpenAI platform and assistant, how to set up the OpenAI API. We've also talked about Google IDX. When we started on day one, we did the setup for IDX and Google Colab, but we discovered that the community is more geared towards using IDX. So IDX has been our virtual work environment. And also touch on, I think David touched on Nix OS Linux, like how to use Nix and to set up your local LLMs. And we've also touched on advanced prompting techniques that was yesterday. Subhash took us through advanced prompting techniques. The video is going to be available today. So in case you didn't catch on yesterday's session, then you're able to catch it up on the playlist. And yeah, so day one, we talked about the basics of LLMs, talked about the evolution of traditional ML, input, process, and output visualization. We talked about the black box system. We talked about transformer models and transformer blocks, how the tokenizer encoding and also tokenizer decoding, how information that pass through, how the input tokens work and how the output tokens also work. We also talked about output embeddings, embeddings and also the transformer blocks. And yeah, this is just a refresher on what's being thought about. On day one, we also familiarize ourselves with major LLM providers that are on the market. We can't talk about everyone. Like there are a lot of LLMs out there, so we only focused on the the public ones and the popular ones and the ones where we are able to tap into that API ecosystem, right? So we mentioned OpenAI GPT-4 and O1 to O3, Cloud, Google Gemini, and also Google AI Studio, Llama 2, Mistral, Olama. Those are other providers that are out there. There's also DeepSeek, the Square, 11 Labs, NVIDIA, and Microsoft Copilot, and also other Microsoft OpenAI versions and the likes. And yeah, so they are the concepts we're familiarized with. So these are the concepts across the 7 days or 6 days, right? And concept around API integration and development. In the API integration, we talk about the SDK implementation, how to install Python, SDK, use it across platform, OpenAI, Google AI, and Tropic. Authentication and API key management. We're very particular about, not sharing out your API key and being very, very responsible with them. And also request and response admin patterns. Those are also other key things that we mentioned. So somebody might be wondering that, oh, when did you mention all of this, Sam? When did we mention all of this, right? Some of all of the things that are here were also have been documented. So they are on the learning platform or on the learning result that we shared. So we expect you to go through the learning results, then come on this session. So catch up on the learnings, right? And we also talked about, deployment environment as cloud versus local environment. On cloud platforms, how to set up an AWS Bedrock account, AWS console, how to set up a Google AI Studio, how to get the API key from Google AI Studio and also OpenAI. We also talked about all of this platform. We also talked about local deployment with Olama. We discussed trade-offs and use cases. What use case is best for local deployment? What use case is best for cloud deployment? We also talked about basic scaling considerations. We want to, we're currently all of the use cases we tested on these sessions. They were all project based. They were not production level scale. So what was the best deployment for production level scale, right? Or basic scaling consideration? What do you need to consider? And other things are like prompt engineering and LLM fundamental. You understand, we explained context window management. Subhash talked about this extensively yesterday. Also talked about chain of thoughts, that COT prompting, and also few shot learning approach. and basic vector representation and rate limiting. Why do you need to use some of this technique? Why do you need to know it, and how is it correlated to your use cases? On advanced capability, right, we talked about multimodal processing. I think this was day 3 when we're talking about Gemini, image analysis with Gemini. I also talked about code generation and execution, and also function calling and implementation. This is in the results guide that we shared earlier. Quickly, I'm going to move into the next slide and talking about further learning direction. So this is where I expect you to take your notes out and look out for some of this implementation. Depending on how technical you are, depending on the scale of technicality you're able to cover. So if you're looking for no code or low code AI deployment platform or opportunities, I will encourage you to go learn about LangChain templates and AutoGPT and agent frameworks. Also Streamlit and Gradio for rapid prototyping, also integration with existing business tools. So for example, Streamlit and Gradio are very great for rapid prototyping. So for example, yesterday, Subhash used the Ollama for prompting on his own GUI, graphic user interface, right? But on a day before that, that's on day 5, David did the setup of the Ollama on the CLI, right? On his command prompt on the CLI, right? So Streamlit gives you an opportunity to build your own GUI. Like you don't even have to code the GUI from scratch. They have a lot of GUI templates that you can use and use that GUI to develop an environment to test or give your friends to test on different use case and different integration that you're looking to bring to markets. And on number 2, LLM based tools and agents. Those are other things that you need to understand. We have another session. I'm going to talk about it later on this slide. We have another session going on right now with our New York community, taking sessions on RAG and agents models, agentic flows. So that's another follow-up conversation, a follow-up class you can take to go deeper into LLM-based tools and agents. So how do you build autonomous AI agents? What are autonomous AI agents? I know you've been hearing agent. These are tools that you can build that can take action, right? Take one action to another action to another action. So it's sort of like an autonomous agent. So more like an advanced version of RPA or an advanced version of a Zapier integration. The Zapier only does connection, like zap. But this is a Zap that can solve problem, that can think for itself, solve problem, and do other things, right? So you need to learn more about that. That's like an higher level for this class. Another thing is a task-specific assistant development. What are task-specific assistants? Maybe you want to build an assistant that does something. So for example, say you want an assistant that is good at reviewing textbook, so that can review textbook and give you a breakdown or give you quizzes on each chapter of a book, right? That's a specific assistant, or an assistant that can schedule your calendar, that can connect to your calendar via voice LLM or voice to text models, right? That makes it very simple. You can also do a knowledge-based integration. You want to be able to search through a large voluminous knowledge base and make it a very simple, intuitive flow. You can build an agent for that. Another thing you can also learn more about is workflow automation systems. Like I mentioned earlier, RPA system and automation flows. Automation flows now have an opportunity to be smarter, right? They don't have to be if else. Before automation flow are usually if else automation flow. It doesn't have to be if else automation flow. It can be if else, maybe, and you don't have to program it that way. You can just use prompt engineering to make it more smarter, and it's able to cover and it's robust enough to cover edge cases. And there are also specialized options. What are the specialized options that you can also learn? You can also go further to learn. There's advanced AI development. That's when you're using computer vision and image processing, right? How you can use image processing or computer vision, maybe from live feed or from a feed data. Say, for example, there's a parking lot. You want to be able to process the information. You want to be able to process um, edge cases or security information from them. That's very easy to do. Or you want to use deep learning architectures or model fine-tuning and optimization, ML ops, and production deployment. When we're talking about specialization, this is like getting more technical. So look at it like as a quadrant, right? 1 and 2 on this end are like, less technical, and the other end are like more technical. So this other end, specialized options, are like more technical. So you need more technical skills to be able to use most of these use cases. But these are learning paths or learning opportunities that you can pursue. And it's best for you to like go in a specific direction so you can have tangible learnings from what you've come to learn. So we can also go into infrastructure and development if it's something that is interesting to you. Maybe you want to talk about DevOps for AI application or containerization and orchestration. That's going into containerization, Kubernetes, and the likes, or you want to go into monitoring and observability or cost optimization strategies. So these are opportunities or further learning direction that you can go into. Let's say you manage the DevOps of your company and you're looking for opportunity to add AI application at every layer of your system. These are things that you can also, opportunities that you can also go and look into. Yep. And yeah, so like I said, people have already started submitting their project in. If you are working on a project or you team up with someone on the Slack group and you're submitting a project, these are some ideas that you can also pursue. And you can talk to anyone, talk to me, talk to Tibor, talk to David, talk to Subash, talk to Kevin on the Slack group. Just mention us. I would answer you. We can give you ideas on what to do. For example, you can build business application. This is you just trying to build something based on the knowledge you've gathered so far. And I feel this is the best application of your knowledge where it makes the knowledge sticky, right? You're not just learning for learning's sake. You're able to use your learning to apply it to something. So for example, I talked about tools like Streamlit in the first instance. You connect GUI, you connect an LLM to like a GUI on Streamlit, and you host it somewhere, and you can share the link to your friends and your colleagues to test it out. So those are like simple projects that you can do. What is like business application like customer service automation? You can go look for a knowledge base out there, maybe a knowledge base for a website or for an existing business. Then train that knowledge, put that knowledge base on an LLM and use it to answer questions and create a GUI to say, oh, this is a customer service automation flow, right? Where it's able to answer questions based on that, any question based on that business. Or you can do a document analysis system, you can use a RAG model, or you can use other approach to like set this up. You can also do a multilingual content management, like content management, something that translates language, translate a response from one language to another, where you can even use text to speech, where someone can like say something, then translate it to another language and it speaks it out. So those are like simple business application that you can implement with this. Other technical project that you can talk about is maybe custom model fine tuning. This is mostly maybe for open source models. You want to fine tune it to like a specific use case, or you want to do like an API wrapper development. Specialized prompt engineering, for something, for some use cases, based off maybe in medicine or in law or in other interesting or traditional businesses or industries. Yeah, and also integration project. Integration project you can also work around is multimodal orchestration. How does this work? It means that you are doing like a switch engine of different models, so people can use your tool to like do like a switch engine for different models, or cross-platform integration or custom tool development. You can also build a custom tool based on the ideas that are running on your head. Yeah, so those are like project ideas that you can run through over the course of this over the course of the next few weeks. Yeah, and what are the other business applications. So other business applications that you can, or enterprise solutions. For example, customer engagement. You can build intelligent, smart chatbots that are personalized, personalized recommendation chatbot that are able to like, take people's name and say, "Oh, hi Sam, this is response," and able to like give a personalized response, or something that can integrate into an existing user base and do pass based on that and come up with a personalized recommendation or automated support system, attack based on interactions on user interaction on the on the website or on the product, able to like create a system support system that can make responses based on that. And you can also use it for content operations. So content operation like automated content generation, translation of services, document processing. Also in development operations, for example, you can use it as a code review assistant, documentation generation, or testing automation. Those are the tools or simple tools you can, build as soon as possible within 2-3 days, using the knowledge you've gained from this study program. You can also do industry application. That's based on your industry. For example, if you work in the financial services industry, you can build a risk analysis model just based on prompt engineering, and you can do fraud detection also simply based on prompt engineering. You can also do market analysis based on the specific granular detail you want on the market, and it's able to like generate that for you. So there are interesting models right now that are even public that have access to like real-time data. For example, Gemini has access to the internet. OpenAI 4o, I guess 4o also has access to the internet, right? So it is able to generate live data, so making market analysis very seamless and easy to do. Other industrial application in healthcare include medical text analysis. OpenAI, when they launched OpenAI 3.5, they did like an analysis where you feed your medical data to an AI, and if you give a doctor your medical data, and the AI came out with a smarter analysis than the doctor's analysis, right? It's public, the information is public. I'm also happy to share more about that. There's also patient communication. The same way we have these personalized chatbots, you can also have like personalized, patient communication, where it's able to like give care. The people that built, tools for, say for mental health use case, where you're able to like share your symptoms, and the chatbot is able to like calm you down and let you give you ideas or let you know what to do in certain triggered situation. So there's use cases like that. There's also use case of a research assistant. So OpenAI or any of the popular LLM can also work as a research assistant. You feed it with information and ask it for responses. And also in the legal aspect, there's also document review, contract analysis, case research, a lot of tools that you can build out of these LLMs. Yeah, so I'm going to be displaying some of the community highlights. So this wouldn't have been possible without the help and support of the whole community. Thank you all for being part of this. We had 800 plus signups on the AI Camp website. We had about 50 to 160 daily attendees on our meetups. So that's averagely, say, 80 people per sync per session. But we understand that because of the time zone issue, time zone differences, some people are not able to join, because right now it's midnight in some time zone, it's early morning in another time zone, right? So some people are not able to join, but we are seeing a lot of conversation happening. We're seeing a lot of pull requests, and GitHub, we're seeing a lot of question on Slack, and that's a testament that everyone is like committed to learning and growing at their own pace. So another important thing is that we're going to do an announcement on 10th of January. So I encourage you to be on the lookout. This announcement is for the winner in terms of the submission for your project. So if you're working on any project, or for example, all of the projects I've mentioned earlier, any of this project I've mentioned, your project ideas, you're working on something similar, please do well to share on the form. So as soon as you share on the form, We are going to do like an analysis. In fact, we might even use AI to do the analysis and to judge the winner, right? So, so it makes it like fully AI led program or activity. Yeah. So this is just a community shout out to some amazing shout out that we've seen. David, who is also one of the facilitators, job like a guide or like a demo of the setup of Olama on Android. And I wish I could play it, but this has already been shared on Slack, so you can see this on Slack already. So that's a question and answer real quick. You ask a question and you give it an answer. So that's from that's an Olama on Android, and it uses the Gemma model to do that. And we also saw a LinkedIn post from Steve Hamilton. I don't know if he's on the call today. So Steve Hamilton also did a LinkedIn post. I've also seen a lot of LinkedIn posts and Twitter posts as well. So really amazing LinkedIn posts and Twitter posts. We want you to share more, send more, and as you're doing the post, please share on Google Forms so we can keep track of it. And that's part of the criteria we're going to use to like pick the best, the winner for this challenge. Great, 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 good. So this is a reminder, and this is from special reminder made by Tibor, and it's Isaac Asimov. So we want to remind you of how powerful these tools are, right? You've come to these learnings to get a better grasp of skills, get a better grasp of your learning, or get a better understanding of how it works. We want to give you an ethical AI reminder. It's our responsibility to share this with you. A robot may not injure a human being or through inaction allow a human being to come to harm. So in any of the use cases you're building, right? So make sure that you're building a use case that is not injurious to any human being or through inaction allow human to harm. A robot must obey the orders given it by a human being, except where such orders would conflict with the first law. So a robot should obey orders given to it by a human being, except it conflicts with the first law. That's hurt or injurious human being. And the third one is a robot must protect its own existence as long as such protection does not conflict with the first and second law, right? So these are things that we want you to remember in any of the use case you're building. Make sure you're building use cases that are ethical and have it at the back of your mind. If you want to take this into notes, this is Isaac Asimov, 3 Laws of Robotics. You can write it down, you can jot it down in your notes, or you can paste it on your wall, or keep it somewhere you don't forget. And pretty much, I want to give kudos to the rest of the team and myself, especially to David, to Tibor, to Subash, and Kevin for all of their support through this 7 days. It hasn't been easy. It's been holidays. We are all volunteers. We are not paid to do this. This is just being done out of the desire and of our hearts and out of the mission to see everyone become good and become great at using AI. We believe that 2025 is going to be like a very pivotal year for AI, same as 2024 and same as 2023. And it's important that everyone, is kept on board and everyone get this skill set. at least the basic skill set to be able to do prompting and to be able to, solve problems with AI. And that's the reason why we're doing this. So we encourage you as well to also share your learnings, share with children, share with teenagers, share with your teammates, share with your friends, help them get on this AI train, help them get better at prompting, help them get to set up if you want to set up either on cloud platforms or local open source platform, you know, give them the support they need and pay it forward. So that's the way you pay us back. You pay us back by paying it forward. Yeah. And if you're interested in any partnerships or talks or demo or any suggestion, you can reach out to us or contact support at aicam.ai. You can also reach out to us on Slack. My Slack DM is open. All of our DMs are open. David, T-Bok, Subhash, and Kevin. We're happy to answer your questions at any time and answer your partnership requests as well. And finally, just to give a brief back overview about AICAM. AICAM is a global AI developer community with 400,000 AI developers in 150 plus countries. Our vision is to empower every developer to learn and practice AI from anywhere at any time. Local communities chapters about 50 plus cities and 15 plus countries. In North America, we're in Seattle, San Francisco, NYC, Boston, Toronto, Chicago, Atlanta, Austin, and 20 plus cities. In Europe, we're in London, Paris, Berlin, Tel Aviv, Madrid, Amsterdam, Dublin, and Zurich. In APAC, we're in Bangalore, Hyderabad, New Delhi, Sydney, Melbourne, Singapore, and China. So if you're in any of these cities or you have friends in any of these cities, tell them to check out any of our meetups. We do meetups every month. In London, we do meetups twice a month. So check out our meetups and register. We love to meet you in person and get to know you better. So that's out of my presentation today. Thank you for attending. So this is where we open the floor for questions or open the floor for presentation. If you have any project you want to showcase or anything you've learned over the past 7 days and you want to share with the rest of the community, please let us know. Cheers. Thank you. Thank you for the clap. Thank you. Thank you, Kaiwin. Thank you, Shantara. Thank you to Ryan, please.
It's Subhash. Just want to add few things.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Sam, and thanks everyone for joining. I think it's a great effort. I just want to likely call out that we just touched the tip of the iceberg. We have to self-reflect, like Sam has covered a lot of things. And a couple of things I would say that keep it simple, because most of the things I've seen from my past experiences, like we boil down the ocean, it never works. Particularly for GenAI, this LLM space, it never works. You might get overwhelmed and you drop it. So don't chase the new things, new tools. Understand that what's the use case. From the use case, work in the backwards and see that tool should be the last piece of what you want to achieve. So RAG or agents or prompting or other areas like doing on cloud or doing on premises, all these things are trade-off. Everything boils down to what's your use case, what's the problem you're solving. Those should be the important mindset should be taken from this class. And things will be evolving fast. AI agents and all these things will be coming in. So having these fundamentals, expand the knowledge towards that. I think that's the best way to look at it. And that's my point of view. I just want to share as we are closing for the day and closing for the workshop and session. Yeah. Thanks. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, Subhash. Thank you very much. I think Rajesh has his hands up. Hi, Rajesh. You can go ahead now.
Okay, there's a question. Okay. Uh, is it Rajesh has a question or maybe
Yeah.
yeah,
Can you hear
go
me
ahead,
now?
Rajesh. Yes.
Okay, sorry. So all I was trying to say, first of all, thank you. It's been a great journey for me. Second, I was just wondering, what is the future for this organization? That I mean, you guys did a wonderful job. So I just wanted to understand where you guys are headed, and what is the future looking like for your organization?
You mean from an AI camp point of view?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is the first step of what we are doing. I would see this like as a collectively. I would see this as a team. Like this is the first step of what we are doing. 2025 for 2025. Okay. So we are going to accelerate fast on few things, accelerate more on a few areas because a lot of things are keep on changing. Bill can talk about it because he's organizing most of the things and he's leading it. But from my point of view, I'll also leave other team members to add it. But this is the first step for the 2025. There is a long run towards it. Every day there will be new models, new updates going to come in, and so that's where we started with the fundamentals. We didn't go with like what's RAG, go deep into each and everything. We will not able to cover in 7 days. So we just given the tip of the iceberg. In coming workshops, we are planning for the workshops in coming months. In coming workshops, we will delve into more deeper on certain areas which is evolving. That's my point of view, but I leave it for the other team members to talk about it. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Subhash. Just give me 2 seconds and I'll bring up our
I
website.
Yeah,
Yes.
I was more interested in the future of the organization. I mean, are you guys just going to be part of like a learning journey for
Okay.
others? Are you going to be more focused on maybe creating some uh, I don't know, maybe some revenue out of training sessions? I know I'm
Good
hoping
question.
at this point, I'm guessing this is all volunteer, right? So
Yeah.
that's why,
Yeah.
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 So
So far
that's what I was
so
thinking.
far we haven't got yeah, sorry. So far we haven't got sorry to interrupt, but I just want to answer you straight. Like so far we when we started this in the back end, like let's do, I think Sam came up with this idea and everybody was supporting him. We never talked about like materializing into a way of commercializing or something like that.
Okay.
We purely focused on what we can do for the community. That's our focus. Everybody's focus. I'm talking on behalf of others as well, David, Tibor, Kevin, and Sam. So far, even Bill. So we were focusing more on how we can enable the community because there is a huge gap between actual real of implementing AI and people. Okay, the AI, the challenge, what we see is like it's about really the people change management, the mindset, and the knowledge, adapting people, the skills is the biggest challenge. So that's where we are trying to enable the community. Okay, so at this moment, I don't have any idea. I don't think other members have idea, but I leave for them to talk. But I just want to cover the question what you asked. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Subhash. And to answer your question, Rajesh, so this is what we're going to be doing the rest of the year. So events are going to be popping like they used to. We're going to continue doing workshops. We're going to be continue doing events, in-person event, virtual event. Our responsibility is just to like make developers get smarter, through workshops, through events. Sometimes we partner with organizations. In last year, we partnered with companies like NVIDIA, we partnered with Google, we partnered with OpenAI, we partnered with Databricks, AWS, GCP, and the likes. So we do partnership with companies that are at the forefront of the AI space. They also like very happy to work with us. But apart from that, we're non-profit. We don't do what we do because of money. Every volunteer on this team, we all have our full-time job. I have my full-time job. Subhash has his full-time job. Tibor and David, we all are coming from different, places and different sphere of life, and we're just committed. We're just bonded by the interest and the commitment, like make proliferate AI and make everyone, have like this skill level, basic skill level in artificial intelligence. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I just wanted to understand. That's all. I think
Yeah,
it's
it's a very like everything starts with free, then it goes into cost. But so far we haven't got that idea. Our goal is very clear that enabling community, that's our value, what we are seeing as individual here. We join together. Yeah.
great. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I think I see Ajit hands up. Got a question, please?
Yes, couple of questions here. One is, are you all planning anything with respect to using GPUs, any training or anything like that? And the other question is, there are other sessions going on now. Do we need to be registered to all of them in order to get to view the sessions later, or we don't have to be registered?
Uh, Sham, can I take this question or feel free if you
Yeah,
want?
you can, please.
Uh, so because I'm taking a couple of questions. So two questions here. One is, are we going to use GPU? I think Tibor is working with the upcoming workshop. We are working with one of the GPU company to do a local hands-on kind of what do you call as like hackathon. So we are trying to build a hackathon setup in coming months. Not so too far, but it's going to happen. So we're working on it. We started the discussion last year, December itself. We're working on it. I think that answers your question. I know where you're coming from. You keep asking about the NVIDIA, Ajit, if I remember. So
Yes.
yeah, and Vikash, I think, talking about other areas in the similar use cases. So um, yes, there are, but I'm not sure how extensive it will be. Hackathons will be a small setups we bring in, whatever possible from a free way of doing. That is going to happen. That's expected to happen. So we're working on it. Okay. So second question is like, can you recall me the second question?
Okay,
So
what
I
I'm
will answer
asking
that.
is, you'll have multiple sessions going on at the moment, right, which are
Yeah.
overlapping.
Yeah.
Do we need to be registered to anything that interests us to have access to those presentations and sessions, or will they be available generally from AI Camp to anybody?
It should be generally, but I leave this question 100% answer for my team to answer, but it should be generally available. From a trade-off point of view, I would say that take it's depends on you. If you are very good in prompt engineering, you really don't want to get into it, but still it is recorded. So you can come back and see in the YouTube and get an idea. But if something is very interesting that's you need to get into the session, feel free. I think most of the sessions are recorded, so you can go back and watch and connect the
There-
dots.
And is there a
Right?
link that you're going to publish to the record? I mean,
It is there. Sam, do you want to take this
Yeah,
question? Yeah.
yeah. So I guess the question you're asking is about the other sessions that is happening, especially from the New York chapter. That's the RAG one and the agents one, right? So yeah, they're going to be recorded and they're going to be on YouTube, right? But to be on the best to be on the radar for the information, I'd advise that you RSVP for that event. They're not doing it, they're not hosting it on Slack, they're hosting it on Discord because they want to be able to like record this do live sessions on Discord, right? We have to home for our community. We have Slack and we have Discord. So if you RSVP for that event and it takes you to Discord. So the session that we're completing today is hosted by the London chapter, right? We are based in London, and we're just streaming it live for everyone to be able to join because it's virtual, so it doesn't everyone can join, but it's based in London. So the New York one is from the team in New York, right? So if you're interested in any session that they're going to be doing, but they are doing more advanced session. We started with the foundational session and foundational now session just to like get people familiar with the topics and get people familiar with the concept. We are going to be doing more advanced sessions. So if you're interested in any of the session, I would advise that you RSVP. But you can also, if you don't RSVP, you can also be on the lookout for on our Slack, on our YouTube channel. All of their sessions are going to be recorded and be posted on YouTube as well.
okay. The other question, just to add to my first question, the hackathon Are you all working with AMD, or can you all publish what the hardware requirements are? Then we can see if we can.
We are in very early stage of
Early
that.
stage,
We're not
yeah.
working, yeah, very early stage of that. We are um, working on the vendors. We are working on the plan. So very early stage. So we had a couple of vendors in talk, but we have to find out who the best we can do at the hackathon. Like it will benefit the people. Yeah, that's how we are looking at it. Yeah.
Okay, will
Yeah,
you all publish what the hardware requirements are once you'll select so that we can set
yeah,
it up? Okay,
yeah.
I'd appreciate that.
We publish. Yeah.
And to publish. Another thing to note is that the hackathon is most likely going to be in London. So it's most likely going to be in person, right? It's most likely going to be in London. But we're going to definitely we're going to share an update of when the hackathon is ready. Yeah.
No, but I mean, what I was thinking was if you have the environment, and then we can use that one virtually. If we can attend, then just observe or anything. Yeah, it'll be a good way for people to get their hands dirty on hardware.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not, yeah, it is not that hard to bring it virtual, but there are certain constraints from the hardware availability and the vendors and who is trying to provide us all these things because how many people are going to join. A lot of things has to be come into picture, but that's a great idea that we can leverage in virtual. We'll think about it. That's a great idea. That
Because
we were planning
because
for purely hands-on in
I
person.
understand, but also what other people have done is they
Mhm.
package the hardware requirements and then make them available at a discount. Maybe that's what I've
Mm,
seen, and
great
people
idea.
can purchase. Yeah, if we all do that. But the hardware vendors typically contribute that. Maybe they can give a discount as a package. That's
Yeah.
something.
If you have anyone, feel free, direct to us, to any of our team members, or so we will work on it. So should be all
NVIDIA
right.
has the Jetsons and Nanos
Yeah,
and all that, and AMD has their own package. I've been talking to AMD as well.
yeah, that's a great point.
Okay,
Thanks, really, Ajit. That's an interesting point. This gives a different perspective. Yeah, thank you.
sure.
So all your questions answered, or
Yeah,
Ajit? Is it?
yeah. There are many, but it stops so that give others an opportunity.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you. Anyone has any question or any project to showcase? Okay.
Yes, Rajesh.
Yeah, just wondering. So, do you guys have a Seattle chapter then?
Yes.
Okay,
I think our HQ chapter is in Seattle.
right. I thought I saw an AI camp here with at GitHub place or something. That's where I got introduced, if I
Uh,
remember. Yeah. Yeah. Just wondering.
yeah, we do.
Where
We do have an active chapter in Seattle. Yeah.
got it. Thank you.
Great. If there's no other question, okay, there's Mike, please.
But hey, hello. Hey, I've got a demo if we're going to do demos yet.
Sorry?
I have a demonstration.
Oh, finally. Yes, let's
Excellent.
go.
Are you ready? I'm going to
Yes.
steal this.
Ready.
Steal the screen.
Can you share your screen?
Yeah.
Got it.
Got it. Oops, I can't change my. Won't let me change the slide. I don't use Meet very often.
What are you trying to do?
I'm just trying to go back to the first slide.
Oh, okay. Can you go to use your button, your arrow up button?
Yeah, I
On
was doing
keyboard.
that. It didn't work. I guess let me. Stop and try again.
Okay, maybe you can share it again.
Yeah, let me try again. Share. Change.
Okay, I can see your mouse. If
Yeah,
you can use your mouse to like go to number one and click it.
that'd be embarrassing. No, that doesn't work.
Are you sharing from another screen?
No, I'm just one screen. That
Uh,
didn't- Let me try one more time.
Can you reload the browser? I see it's on Google Slides.
Yeah, I'll just share the whole desktop. Well, entire screen, the window, share. I do this on Teams all day long.
Okay, I can see your screen now. So
Uh-oh.
can you go to the slides, to the slide tab? That's it. Then go to the first one. That's
Okay,
it.
are we on the first slide?
Yeah. You want to do a
Okay.
slideshow?
Slideshow, got it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then use your arrow button to like move to the next one.
Yep, I got it now, I think. So thank you. So MeterMate, I kind of went into Gemini and said, hey, I got this idea, and I described it, and they came up with the name and the little graphic there for me. But the idea is, right, when you're working with electronics, you can't always read the meter when you're probing for measurements, because you're like focusing in on something on the circuit board there on the right, and you can't look over and look at the meter there. So I said, hey, maybe AI can help. This might be a really good project for this camp. So can I make an app to read the voltage and convert to audio? And the answer is yes. Yes, I can. So I cobbled together this app, right, that used a wake word model, Pico voice, porcupine. I trained the model up for the wake words. The wake word triggers the camera, which gives you a JPEG file, which I fed into GPT-4o Mini. It gave me a text description, and then I sent it into the OpenAI voice model, and I got an audio output there. So that's kind of what I did. Let me see if I can switch back to my camera. Okay. Did my camera come on? Oh, there we go.
Yeah, your camera is up.
Okay. So there's the multimeter. There's the camera. This is an electronics breadboard, which has some the voltages over there. So if I say, let me turn my volume up here. So if I say read meter, takes about 10 seconds.
The voltage is 4.9 volts.
Did you hear that?
Yep.
And then if I change the voltage and say read meter,
The voltage is 9 to 10.1 volts.
and then one last here, block the camera so it can't read meter.
I'm unable to determine the voltage reading from the image.
So I pulled that together in about the last day. To my surprise, less than 50 lines of code. And there's lots of room for adding different features and analysis type tools. So yeah, I was really quite shocked at how powerful and how quickly you can employ these type of AI models. So,
What is the latency due to?
so when I was doing my test runs this morning, it was about 5 seconds, and I think this afternoon it's been about 10 seconds. Yeah, I was using a Gemini model, and it was even a little bit slower. So I got to figure out how to optimize the time. But I think it's the API call to the Vision API.
That's really impressive. I'm impressed. Thank you for your presentation, Mike.
Yep, you're welcome. Thank you for the camp.
Excellent, Mike. Excellent, Mike. Good job.
Thanks.
Thanks for bringing it for the audience. Great work, actually. Keep exploring.
Thank you. So you can stop presenting now.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, great. Thank you for the demo. Thank you for showing us. Let me know if you want to post, if you want to push something like this on LinkedIn. Maybe you want to post like a short snippet on LinkedIn as well, so we can do like a shout out to you and from the community account. I think that would be great. And this is an amazing use case. So before we wrap up, I just want to encourage everyone, like if you're working on on a use case, we've extended the time to January 10th of January, to be able to get all of your use cases, all of your report. So you can use the form. Thibault shared the form earlier on the chat. You can use the form to submit your project or your use case. We're going to announce the winner on the 10th of January. So please don't forget. We keep reminding you like maybe every 2 days or something, just so like you don't forget. And yeah, great opportunity to collaborate. And there's also opportunity to collaborate. So if you see someone working on a project, you can collaborate together on a project and come up with a project. It doesn't have to be one person, one project. It can be one project, 5 people, one project, 3 people. So just a reminder of like interesting use cases you can use this on. The best use case you can use this on is like use cases that are interesting to you. So maybe you're a footballer, maybe you are a basketballer, maybe you do other things, you hike and all of that. So that's the best way to like build use cases. So you find a use case to your own interesting field, and you're able to like come up with something. Just like an example based on the presentation Mike just shared with us, which was amazing, like really amazing. Yeah. So I think that's everything from my own end. If we don't have any questions, just do like a final round of asking. If you have any question, anyone wants to share any demo or any question before we wrap? And that's it. So thank you everyone for joining. I'm going to stop recording now, and it was so amazing to have you all listen to you and